Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
There we go. Well. Good Friday morning to one and all. It's a big day here, boy. A big sports day. Hope you boys are rested and ready.
We got a long day.
We got In the Building right now. We got members only at 10:30 for those that watch this thing live. And then tonight, we got Longhorn postgame show presented by Orlando Kell. We got a big day. We got to work hard. We're working hard today. Got to earn our money sitting here talking football at home.
I know, right?
Welcome in here. Greetings to one and all. We're on YouTube and Spotify and iHeart and Twitch and all the things. X, all the things. Welcome in here. You can always join this show yourself. Thank you. You can participate in it.
Give me a sec.
On my screen, set up. All right, I'm going to set up while Rudy gets reset. On the right-hand side of my screen is where I see all of my chats. And so you want to jump into my right-hand side. If you see me glance to the right, it's because I'm reading chats. Jump in here with the chat. Give us your take on whatever it is you want to give it. And if it's good and worthy, we'll read some of them. Although we get so many, we can't keep up with them, but we try. You're guaranteed to get your little notification read on the show if you pay for it. You can buy your way on this show very easily by super chatting, and you can tip us as much money as you want to. The first guy that gives us $50,000 will be my boyfriend forever, and then I'll never have to go chase and hustle advertisement again, but that's okay.
What
you
do we
can
get
give
for
us what you got. $10 gets you your post gets read. See, you put $50K in there, I'll personally come to your house and perform oral sex on you. So, or whatever it is you need me to do. $50,000, I got kids, Rudy. Don't look at me like that. No one's going to do it, though. So it's one of those, I can throw that out there knowing it'll not happen. But anyhow.
Well, I was asking my wife the other day, when the whole Joy Taylor thing went down, I was like, would you for $1.5 million? And she didn't blink.
Of course.
I was like, you could have at least acted like and she was like, and you would let me. And I was like, no, the hell I wouldn't. But
I don't know, man. That's a great hypothetical.
Mike, so Skip Bayless rolls up on Nina. Got $1.5 million. Get her done.
Fuck no. I'm not selling my soul.
Bullshit. You just said you do oral for $50K.
I would. I don't want her doing it. I would sacrifice. Now, having sex with Joy Taylor ain't sacrificing, sir. Oh, you talking about your wife is Skip Bayless? Hush.
Yeah. For $1.5 million? I might watch.
Skip, though? Yeah, count the money. Are there taxes? Do I have to pay taxes on it? If not, then maybe. There ain't no way, dude. So did you see that? What was it? Robert Redford and Demi Moore, Indecent Proposal.
That's the scary part of it. Yeah, of course. Great. Well, not a great movie, but makes you think.
It worked out well for them because she actually took the money, hooked up with Robert Redford, and wound up leaving Woody for a short time.
See what I'm
and
saying?
Staying with Robert. But at the end, you remember how the movie ended? Spoiler alert. They were driving somewhere in the limousine. My Fort Worth came out in the limousine. And had the driver stop and got out of the car and went back to Woody. And they drive off. And the chauffeur asked Robert Redford, why did you let her get out? And Robert goes, because she'll never look at me the way she looks at him. So they got their money and stayed together in the end. So it worked out great.
Yeah, my wife didn't blink. I was like, would you for $1.5 million? Yes. I'm like, God damn, can I finish asking the question?
At least act like you feel bad about it.
We had a good laugh about it.
Welcome in, man. We got a busy time. It's the beginning of the year. The Longhorns are playing for a natty. We got stuff galore. We got an anniversary show coming up that I want to once again pimp out as much as possible because I really want us to have a good turnout for this if we can. On Friday, the 24th of this current month, January, 2K25, we're going to celebrate 1 year as a show. Me and Rudy and LG and all of our subscribers and members will have an anniversary thank you party at Slackers on Thousand Oaks off of 281 near San Pedro. Friday the 24th, starting at 5 o'clock. We're not going to do a podcast. We're just going to hang out, play games, watch TV,
Talk
and
shit.
talk shit and chill. And probably have a pop-a-shot tournament or, play quarters or something. Some fun will ensue and break out.
Dice
But we want to
game,
say thanks
whatever.
to everybody. Starting at 5 o'clock on that 24th, going till whenever. A hangout, a meet and greet. Because a lot of times Rudy and I will go out to Slackers or wherever and we'll do a show. And then y'all come out and y'all hang and we love it and we appreciate it, but we're busy doing a show. This is for those that show up. We don't need to do we'll do a show that morning, and then we'll just go hang out that afternoon with people and say thank you for 1 year of being this podcast. It's Slackers, the official studio sponsor of In the Building, one of our many partners that we want to thank here as we get closer and closer to 1 year, 5 locations. We're going to be at the one on Thousand Oaks off of 281. Sports and drinks and games is their slogan. 5 locations. Med Center on Fred Road, North Star Mall location on Rector, near downtown on St. Mary's, and then the 2 out off 281. Well, the one off 281 is Thousand Oaks. Then you got the one off Nacogdoches. So 5 locations. Slackers always has cool things going, including the national championship game tonight. If you're looking for a place to watch the Longhorn game this evening,
Great point, Mike.
Scarcely think of a better place to go and watch the game. Then at Slackers, it's Friday. It's a 6:30 kickoff. Game will be over by 9:30, 9:45. It's a good time. It's good when you're home by 10, home by 10:30, and just in time to watch the post-game show tonight with me, Rudy, and LG when this game is over. So thank you to Slackers, official studio sponsor of us. Okay, let's get into it. Big weather in the Metro 6.
My sister sent me some cool video. I'm talking about they had enough to make a snowman. And a snowball
legit
fight. They're up there in Salina, so I don't know about the rest of Dallas, but my sister got it good.
Well, my 23-year-old is far west Metro 6, west side of Fort Worth, and they got it good last night. I need to call my little Sammy here in a minute. It's at 9 o'clock. When we get off the air, I'm gonna call and see how I want some pictures.
Yeah,
they got this little pug dog, and the dog refused to go out yesterday. Didn't take a shit all day long. And they had to put it, and so my kid went and piled a bunch of leaves on their patio so the doggo would take a dump. Because she would not go out into the snow.
These damn dogs.
Little pug, little short ass legs. She didn't want to put her little hindquarters on that.
These damn inside dogs, man.
Yeah, they got a little pug dog. Gonna be a good time at Jerry World. Despite the weather up there, it is the Natty on the line tonight. The University of Texas. How about that, Longhorns? Look at this. Y'all are back right where you were last year.
Texas fan is nervous. Texas is scared, not the team. Texas fan is scared. I could see it. Like, it ain't a whole bunch of shit talking. It's go UT. It's a lot of hook 'em, but they feel like if they win this when they've won the chip. Remember when the Spurs and Lakers would play, and we knew whoever was going to win that was going to win the title?
Cowboys, 49ers.
Yeah, that's the way UT and Ohio State, because I like one of these big games, I check both sides of the fence. I'll go on X, I'll find me a Buckeye thread, then I'll find me a Longhorn thread. Mm-hmm. Both sides have convinced themselves. These are fans. Keep in mind, fans are stupid, me included. They've convinced themselves tonight's the Natty. They're going to dog walk Notre Dame. And I just tell them, I saw Eli Manning 6 seed with a Velcro helmet beat an undefeated Patriots team. So I get it. I get it. But at the same time, Texas is scared of Ohio State. Texas fan is scared of Ohio State. It's fake confidence that I'm getting from UT fan.
Well, we'll talk about the Notre Dame game here in a second. I agree with you. But like you said, no one's talking shit.
Nobody's talking shit.
UT's real good at it. Real good at it. They're fans. I'm talking about, I say UT,
They're
I mean
fans,
the base.
Right. Yeah. Me too.
They are good at it, but not tonight. What is the spread? I haven't even bothered to look. We need to start talking more spreads on this show.
Well, earlier the week it was 6, but it was for Ohio State.
Yeah.
Tonight I have to check.
Whatever it is, give me the Buckeyes to cover. I just don't I just don't think Texas can hang with these people for 4 quarters. Now, last week, I was worried that this thing might get ugly.
-6. It's -6,
Okay.
Ohio
All right.
State.
Yeah. Give me
Which
Ohio
is
State to
that.
cover.
Do you think Ohio State's 6 points better than UT? For
I
real, for
wish
real,
I
for
had
real?
your confidence. Yeah, I think
No,
they're
no, no. I just don't know if there's. I don't know if anybody. I don't know if an all-star team is a touchdown better than Texas. I'm talking about put together the best team in the country, and I'm not giving them 6 points against UT.
I think it's possible Ohio State I think this thing could get away from the Longhorns tonight. Couple of turnovers and Ohio State will be off and running to a blowout victory. Now,
Really?
let me and I'm going to come up with I'm going to predict the score here in a minute. First of all,
Okay.
Texas can beat them. They can. And it will be a big upset. Ohio State is playing unbelievable. Will Howard, who of course transferred from Kansas State, has been a fucking stud running that train up there. And they've got 3 running backs that'll play in the league. All their wide receivers.
Henderson and Judkins are really good. They both have almost a grand. They both have 10 tutties.
Dude,
Then you got Egbuka and Smith, both have double-digit touchdowns. But if I'm Sark, I've heard I don't know how many draft analysts say if Jeremiah Smith were eligible, but it's not. You can't come out after freshman year. He'd be number one
overall.
He might go number 1 overall. So I'm triple teaming him. And if Egbuka and the rest of the guys beat me, so be it.
Dude.
So be it. I'm not letting him beat me.
What this does, what's cool about this and what I'm excited about, this is by far the best secondary in America, UT's.
Okay.
All four of their kids are going to go to the league. Both safeties and both starting corners against the best wide receiving crew in America. That's badass. I can't wait for that. Ohio State is awesome at offensive line. We ain't even talked about their defense, which has 4, 5, 6 guys that'll go to the league. Texas has the best defense in the country. Ohio State's top 5. Right now, Ohio State has the best offense in America, and Texas might have the best defense in America. This thing comes down to coaching and quarterback play.
Well, if it comes down to coaching, I'm worried. No, I mean, only because it's like I know Sark can coach, but he don't always have his team ready to play. Now, I said last week after the Arizona State debacle that he'd have their attention this week. But there's teams like Georgia and teams like Ohio State. You can't start slow. They cannot start slow, and he's got to have a quick hook if Ewers has deer in the headlights.
This game here, Rudy, and this is one of the reasons why people think that this is the Natty. This is like Cowboys 49ers early 90s.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Of course, I don't want to be. I don't want to talk out of my ass. This game tonight probably has the most talent on it since USC Texas in the national championship of the Rose Bowl in 2006. There's 40 kids on these 2 rosters that'll play in the NFL. 15 of them, at least, minimum, will start in the NFL for years to come. This is awesome.
I like
so
the take.
Neutral stadium. Yeah, it's Jerry World, but
Ohio State's there. They got RVs and Airbnbs.
Absolutely.
Ohio State's in the building. They travel.
So if we're pitting the best offense against the best defense, best wide receiver crew against the best secondary, they come on a neutral field, per usual, this thing will probably come down to quarterback play and coaching. And not just Sark, but Pitkowski, the defensive coordinator at Texas. Kwiatkowski, PQ, Coach PK. That dude, I hope he's prepared well because Ohio State is a effing machine right now going into this game. And
they rallied around their coach, too.
Dude, they did. And they obliterated Tennessee in the first round. Tennessee's top 10 team in the country, and they smoked their ass like it was nothing. Last week, Oregon comes in as the number 1 seed. averaging 50 a game, and Ohio State hung a 30 spot in the first half. This thing could get away from the Longhorns. They're going to have to play keep away, run the ball for once. They haven't ran the ball in 3 weeks. That's another thing that worries me.
I don't know if they can.
Then it's on Quinn, which means we're going to get beat. You and I are going to be pissed off at Quinn Ewers here about 10:30 tonight during postgame show. I do not trust Quinn Ewers to go out and lead Texas to beat Ohio State.
Look, they had problems with Scatterboo last week. Ohio State has 2 dogs running the ball. 2 of them. One of them got 174 carries, the other 126. Both of them 920 yards. Both of them 10 tutties. I know they're the best defense. Well, what we've seen this far. But yeah, this Ohio State offense is a well-oiled machine. But they say defense wins championships. But even if Texas were to lose, I like them to cover. We're not that show. We're not a gambling show, but I just don't feel like Texas is a. Bad spam call.
Ohio State Buckeye. Oh, okay, spam. Okay, is it Ohio State spam link?
Yeah, no, man, I don't. But
go ahead.
I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, if I was a Texas fan, I'd be a little worried for sure.
But yet you think Texas is going to cover the 6?
Yes. Again, I don't think with that defense, I don't think anybody's a touchdown better than them. I don't.
Yeah, and as a small businessman, as a small business owner with UNLG, I hope to God Texas keeps it close at least, because if Ohio State does what I think they're going to do tonight, we might not have 17 listeners on the post game because everyone's going to be checked out at the half.
No, if they get blown out, Mike, we have more listeners.
Well, maybe.
Because then everybody's a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody will be blaming Sark, so on and so forth.
Texas's offensive line, thank God, knock on wood, is all whole. Now, I don't know how healthy Cam Williams is, the right tackle, but he's going to play. He didn't play last week. He will play this week, which is cool because it allows Kelvin Banks, the left tackle, to move back over to his real spot. And so UT will have all 5 of their legit offensive line starters. And so that's good for the run game and for Quinn Ewers. This shit that Quinn Ewers does, where we're sensational for 3 series in a row, and then we're
it won't work tonight
for 2 series. That can't happen.
Won't work
he
tonight.
Cannot have one bad series, not one. I'm not saying he can't have a 3 and out, but he can't suck. This whole bullshit personality, this whole persona that he's known for, he's Mr. Cool. He never gets shaken. Well, maybe he should, for fuck's sake. Maybe act like you give a shit. I need him to have I want to see what he does in adversity. He's usually pretty good, like last week. But what are you doing when there's no adversity? Let's say Texas gets up 7-0. Okay, cool, and the defense gets a couple of stops. That does not allow Quinn Ewers to go out and tank a series or 2. He's so up and down. He cannot do that bullshit tonight. And for God's sake. You and I have been very consistent with this all year long, and we have a whole lot of support on this. If they have a snowball's chance in Dallas, and there's a lot of snowballs right now, but if they have a snowball's chance in hell of winning this game, for God's sake, play Arch Manning. I have a prediction. I think Quinn may struggle some.
Okay.
Maybe early maybe second quarter.
Okay.
They're sputtering. Sark does what he did in the first Georgia game in Austin. Run Arch out there for a couple of series. Just to take some pressure off of Quinn, see if Arch can't get a spark, and then put Quinn back in. I can see that happening very easily tonight. What I'm worried about, though, is Arch is not awesome. Because you haven't played the kid in legit minutes in 6 weeks. He hasn't thrown a pass in a game in a month and a half. And that's on Sark. I've been begging Sark to let him throw 1 pass a week in a game. Just 1.
Well, to me, Mike,
he's going to be rusty. Arch is rusty.
He is rusty, but this is The reason why I'll give that, like, you know what? I don't mind that because Arch can loosen himself up with the ability to break the pocket and get a first down with his legs. And then that makes the game a lot easier. When you're playing Quinn Ewers, you don't have to plan for that. So it's like your game plan for Quinn Ewers. Statue. Arch comes in the game. Now that's one less defender defending the receivers because now you have to, at some point, you have to put a spy on Arch. Quinn, there's no such thing as a spy. So it's a whole different. And if Ryan Day's smart, I think he probably has a couple of game plans. He's not at Ohio State for no reason. But if Arch does come in the game, it brings a whole different dynamic because of his legs, and it opens things up. And that rust doesn't play a factor because guys are running wide open. So if Arch comes in the game, I'm not worried about rust. The thing about it is like, okay, cool. Play breaks down. Arch scrambles for 7. Arch scrambles for 15. Arch scrambles for 5. Because we saw in the Georgia game when Quinn was a statue in that first half, it was easy pickings. It was easy pickings for Georgia. And then Arch comes in, kind of loosens things up, and they got back in. They still end up losing, but you get where I'm coming from. So I'm not worried about Arch's rust because if there's one thing Sark can do is drop a play. And guys are running wide open no matter who's at quarterback. And Arch can hit a guy wide open, rusty or not.
All right. Well,
that's just that's just my opinion.
And look, Arch is awesome, but he hadn't played in the game. He hadn't thrown a pass that matters, and that's what worries me.
True.
Tonight.
No, you're right.
And here's the thing. Let's say Quinn's struggling, and Sark goes to Arch, and Arch throws a turnover, throws an interception. Don't give up on him because he's rusty. It's your fault that he's rusty. Give him a couple of series at least. Play him in the red zone. I don't know, fucking A, run 2 quarterbacks out there, run the wild kick, go crazy. This is Ohio State, man. It may require some crazy-ass football to win this game. People, how come the UT running game's been so inconsistent? I mean, Q Weisner and Jaden Blue are studs. What's happened to them? Well, when you don't have any threat whatsoever from the quarterback to run, you can focus on running backs. Quinn Ewers provides 0 run threat. And that's one of the reasons why the running backs can't get off. Because they don't have to worry about Quinn Ewers running nowhere. If I mentioned that I can't wait for Quinn Ewers to be gone.
Hey, but look, Quinn showed us. Quinn showed us he ain't no quitter.
I know he ain't a quitter, but this ain't Arizona State. This ain't Arizona State.
But I don't expect him to ever fold. He ain't gonna ever fold. I'm not saying he's gonna make the right play all the time. I'm not telling you he's not gonna throw a pick. But he ain't gonna fold, and that's a huge attribute that you can't put in the stat sheet.
Yeah, so you saw the Carson Beck news. He's transferring.
Yeah, what's up with that?
He's hurt. Remember, he tore his arm up against the Longhorns, and he ain't gonna be able to even pick up a football till March. And he already is a borderline number 1 pick. I wouldn't take him number 1. Scouts have told him, you need to go back to school.
Yeah.
And so what he has decided to do, because he sees that backup that they played the last 2 weeks on his ass, ready to play, because that kid's good too. Carson Beck's entering the portal rather than go to the NFL.
Quinn Ewers will do the same.
Well, because how much money's waiting on Carson Beck. Right now, they say the number one candidate to get Carson Beck is the U. To replace the kid Cam Ward from Incarnate Word.
I can see that.
I've
heard
Quinn
about
Ewers
going to Oregon. I've heard a lot of Oregon rumors. I don't know if Oregon wants him, but I've heard those rumors.
Right. We're going to see this more now, especially quarterbacks. Why go to the NFL for your why junior year's over? Why jump to the NFL? Go make $5 million at another school.
Yeah.
You get treated better. You have more. You get more free shit. Once you get to the NFL, you got to start paying for stuff. College, you don't pay for nothing. NIL and collectives have made it more attractive to stay in school, even if you have to transfer. Which Quinn may do the same, just like Carson Beck did. It's interesting. It's an interesting development in this NIL world we live in.
Yeah, for sure. And it's lessened. I've heard Deion talk about. I've heard multiple college coaches talk about. And this is something for you parents out there that may have a son that's really good at football. Because of the portal, The high school guys have fallen way down the list of how many scholarships I'm going to give to high school players. Like would I rather have an 18-year-old fresh out of high school that's been beaten up on nobodies, that's not ready for D1 football, or these 15 dudes that have already played D1 football?
Absolutely.
And they're ready to come in and play now. So the high school scholarships have gone way down. Like you have to, it's no longer like, oh, he's pretty good, we can work with him. If you're not great, you're going to have to work your way through the portal. You may have to start at Kent State. Somebody see you. Then you transfer to Boise State. Then you transfer to Ohio State. So it's a whole different route even when we talk about the high school students. Those scholarships going from here to here because these schools want kids that are already ready.
Absolutely. And the NFL is going to have to reassess its own model, how it handles everything, because of what's going on in college football right now. It's a better product. You don't have no fucking 8-7 team or whatever it is playing in their playoffs. And granted, they had Boise State in their playoff, but anyway, that's another thing. the money that these kids are making, how well they're treated. The NFL is going to have to upgrade how it treats its own dang players to get kids to go to the league before they're 25 years old. You're going to have all these seventh-year college players like the kid from the Hellscape, the kid at Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
Finally done after 4 stops. It's crazy. The kid from Vanderbilt. It's crazy. So let's make a pick. Give me a score for tonight.
Gosh, Mike.
You're worried, but you think they'll cover. I'm worried, and I think they're going to get blown out.
I'll take Ohio State by a field goal.
Wow.
Sorry, UT.
That's another thing. That damn pubic-headed kicker that UT runs out there, Bert Auburn or whatever.
Oh God! Don't. Why would you even say his name? Don't even say his name.
Because he's the kicker.
God.
He needs to go back to whatever hippie commune he came from and get. I can't wait for him to be gone. Can't wait for Quinn Ewers to be gone. All right, picks tonight.
Who you got?
Ohio State is absolutely rolling going into this game. I think Sark's going to regret not playing Arch Manning more over the last 6-7 weeks. I think that Texas does not get blown out, but I think Ohio State, I don't think the game's in doubt much. I think we're in for kind of a boring game where Texas keeps it close, plays their ass off, but they're chasing all night long. And I think Ohio State winds up cruising to a 31-21 victory and advances into the Natty. Buckeyes by 10. Give me the Buckeyes if it's 6, give me Ohio State to cover. Buckeyes by 10. However it shakes down, we will have post-game tonight as soon as the game is over right here on Love You Hard TV. Longhorns in Ohio State at 6:30. And we'll get into all of it coming down tonight.
Well, as I look back at their schedule, speaking of UT, the Georgia games were their toughest games. I would venture to say they haven't seen anyone like Ohio State, but has Ohio State seen anybody like Texas defensively? That's why I'm torn on this game, man. Because I can see UT winning. I hate that I took Ohio State because I want UT to win, but
I hope I'm getting dunked on tonight.
So many weapons. So many weapons. And yours is too inconsistent, even though I like his heart and his guts and his balls, but it's tough, man. Tough. They got to come out ready to play. You're not going to be able to play catch-up football. You got to match them. If Ohio State comes out and drops 7 on you, yours got to go get 7. This isn't a situation you can get down 13-14-0 and expect to beat a team like Ohio State. So, yes, you're right, Billy Morgan. Ohio State did lose to Michigan. Texas did beat Michigan in Michigan. Michigan was a different team September 7th than they were in December, but you're right about that, Billy.
Michigan's probably back in the playoffs next year with that quarterback that they bought. Remember that dude that owns the Hawaiian island that paid the quarterback to switch from LSU?
What he paid him $1 million or something crazy? Yeah, I saw that.
That many.
Wow.
Cinco million.
Wow.
All right, so we'll have our post game tonight, regardless of how it shakes down. All right, it is in the building, presented in part by Ribaldo Realty. My man Jay sent me a bunch of stats last night. Y'all got
Yeah,
these
you got
too.
them? You got them with you? Okay, cool.
Yes, sir. Oh, there they are right there in a pretty little graph. All right, it's 2025. Maybe you've delayed house hunting here for a hot minute. And maybe the time has come. The time is nigh upon us. It's time to start that house search. There are some stats for the entire state of Texas right there. Basically, averages in our county versus Dallas and Harris and Travis. And we are far and away remaining. I don't see Jay. I know why Jay wants us to promote this because this is a great market to buy a house. I just don't want all these assholes coming in our city from other cities. But look how attractive we are on home costs. Shit. Not to be insensitive, but you got a bunch of displaced folks in California again this week. Half of them probably going to move to Texas now.
Got
to get out of this god awful state. Moving to Texas. We got plenty of space for you here in San Antonio.
And it's cheaper.
On that.
And you can pay cash.
Way cheaper. San Antonio market stats: $374,000 average residential home sales price. The average in the county or in the city. In the county, it's just $295,000. Bexar County's the average price is $295,000. Crazy. The average home spends 79 days on the market, which means if you decide to list a home, you're going to have that some bitch sold in 2 months on the average.
I like it.
For questions or clarifications, Ribaldo Realty can help. 210. What's that number again? There it is. 210-887-1081. 887-1081, or you can email Jay directly, jribaldo@kw.com. Look up his website. All of his listings are on there, resident and commercial. Ribaldo.com, Rebaldo, Ribaldo.com, the official real estate agent of us. Yes, sir.
Speaking of homes in L.A., Lakers Hornets was postponed. Vikings Rams was moved to Glendale.
Crazy.
And the Spurs are supposed to play the Lakers in L.A. Saturday and Monday. And you text me last night like, I don't think this gets played.
So we're supposed to play
at this point
in L.A. tomorrow night.
And then Monday.
Now, the Lakers play in downtown, which is not near the fires, but
they canceled their game last night.
Right. Well, here's the thing. J.J. Redick lost his house. He's in a hotel.
Oh, that's right.
And his whole family. The coach of the Lakers. Just kind of it's just hard to be playing ball right now in L.A. You can look at this one of two ways. You can look at it, well, no, it's an escape. We can't do, obviously it is what it is. It's horrible. We can't have the whole city dwell on it 24/7. For 2 hours, let's just play a basketball game and we'll get back to reality when it's over. And I get that line of thinking. But also there's the other side that's like, dude, we can't be playing no ball right now in town.
Well, this is what I'll say. And my heart goes out to those people that have been displaced. And again, I don't know, a few years back, most of the insurers stopped doing fire insurance because of the risk. They were paying out too much money and they were happening too often. So my thoughts go out to them. But this is what I'll say, Mike. I mean, everybody else is, if you're able to get to where you work at, everybody's still got to go to work. Now, I'm not talking about the displaced people. I'm talking about the people that are away from it. Yeah, the people that work at Starbucks, the people that work at McDonald's, the people that work at Citibank, Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
If there's a route for you to get to work, everybody's working. So I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm not, and basketball doesn't matter, football doesn't matter. I get why the games have been moved to Glendale, but as tragic and as awful and as sad and heartbreaking as seeing these people on TV crying, it breaks my heart. Everybody else that's able to get to work is working. Everybody, if you haven't been displaced, and again, it's unfortunate.
It's
highly unfortunate. It's sad.
You're on the Spurs email list, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
They haven't sent anything out email wise. Like the Spurs are probably wondering, do we even bother flying out there or not? I'm sure that they're in constant talks with the league.
Yeah, that's a lot of that fuel costs money.
We're
Like,
supposed
should
to
we
play
even
out
go to
there
LA?
tomorrow night and I think on Monday night. It's
Saturday and Monday.
Man.
Yeah.
Spurs
and I get why
it
why I'll see both sides. If they say, hey, you know what, we're not ready, we're going to use our resources to help people out. Like if let's say the Lakers wanted to do that. Lakers want to say, hey, you know what, we're going to open up Staples as somewhere for people to come get food, water,
right,
whatever it is. If that's the case, then I fully understand them canceling those or postponing those games.
Yeah. This has to do with my punch today. Want to jump into some punches?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, it is time for People I Want to Punch, presented by the law office of Orlando Kell, who also brings us
UT. Give me a sec, LG. I got to send you something. Go ahead.
All right. Let me take a minute. I'll take a minute.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right,
I got to send LG something.
So, I mean, look, y'all know me. I have a love-hate relationship with like rich people, like super rich people. And a lot of the hate comes down to I'm jealous and want to be a rich person. Nothing but a love-hate relationship with rich people. And first of all, I love rich people who give back to their communities in some form, even if it's just you don't just because you're rich don't mean that you have to give half of it away. I don't believe in that. I feel like if I were a rich man, I don't know how I couldn't just sit on all this insane money. I would try to help folks. I think as a citizen of our society in this world, I believe in giving back. Hell, we do charities all year long on this show, and we're poor as shit. We still give back as much as we can. So I think if I were a rich person, I'd feel a little bit more obligated to do so. What am I saying? I don't normally defend celebrities or super rich people, but I want to punch keyboard warriors that are bagging on so many of the victims of these fires out in LA. Most of the people who have been displaced are wealthy people. These fires.
Well, you talking about the Palisades? Those people are well
off. The Palisades, Malibu, Topanga Canyon, Hollywood Hills, West Hills, Altadena, Pasadena.
And these ain't even regular. Most of these people ain't celebrities. They just done well in tech or real estate or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it does not necessarily have to be celebrity.
And I've been like most Americans. I've kept up with this for 3 straight days here. Every little piece of downtime I get, I'm going to Twitter or trying to figure out, what's the latest and looking at stats and watching sad videos. Hell, we had to turn it off last night because we saw this poor dog was lost walking through a street full of fire and brimstone. The dog's all like, "Oh,
it's awful, bro. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for everybody.
Horses to run around loose and shit. Because me and Nina, we're animal lovers. Yeah. She's an animal lover, and I am because I am through her. So we had to turn it off. But while I'm scrolling and looking at stuff, and it's punched me too because I am pretty good about not looking at replies. But you get stuff. Fuck you. You're rich. I don't want to hear about your hard times. Especially like celebrities too, like Paris Hilton. Who, by the way, she 20 years ago, she was basically the pioneer of bullshit. She was the pioneer of like
influencer.
Yeah. Now she's a grown-ass woman. You don't hear much from her. She still has her little brands and stuff.
She still does stuff. Yeah, she's different.
Grown-ass woman. She's mature. And there was a video of her putting her dogs in the back of her car going to a hotel because her house is gone. And, of course, here come all the Hilton jokes because, gee, I wonder what hotel you're going to. Bagging on her, no mercy. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson lost his house. He actually didn't even know till he wasn't sure. Mel had just flown to Austin right before the fires because he did Joe Rogan's show this week.
Oh, okay.
And literally his house was burning down while he was taping the show with Joe.
Damn.
And wasn't even sure because his wife and kid went with him to Austin, I think. So they were pretty sure their house was gone, but they didn't have any like visual confirmation. Well, Mel went back to L.A. yesterday and realized he had nothing. Foundation's gone. Everything's gone. And so, of course, they all this media and shit, they recognized Mel Gibson. And not like I'm a massive Mel Gibson fan. He's proven to be an asshole person. He's had some bad times off the field. Love his movies from back in the day. But a reporter asked him, so what are you going to do? And he was like, and he's still trying to process this. And of course, now he's got a mic in his face because he's a celebrity. He's like, we've got a place in Costa Rica. I think we'll just we need to just go down there and I just need to process this. We're just going to go down to, I got a spot in Costa Rica. We're going to go down there. I need to spend a week and just figure out what the hell we're going to do. Because this is his primary home where he spends all of his time. He raised his kid there. And of course, lucky you. Just, no problem. Fire Schmeier. I'll just run down to my villa in Costa Rica. Motherfucker, you would have a villa in Costa Rica too if you were Mel Gibson.
Right.
If you were, come on. So these keyboard warriors.
Yes, internet gave everybody a voice. It gave everybody a voice.
Rich people aren't allowed to have hard times. Bullshit. You can bag on these celebrities. Cool. But about all the, not even celebrities, just Pacific Palisades, where the average home is what, $4 million. These people, it's an excuse because you're not happy with who you are as a person and where you are financially because you're a dumbass or unlucky. And you're jealous, and so it gives you an opportunity as a keyboard anonymous warrior to bag on these folks who have been completely devastated. Fuck J.J. Redick, he's a douchebag. His mother had to get moved to a fucking home this week. She's 90.
I don't feel bad for everybody. Everybody.
All the California
from the richest
jokes
to the poorest. Yeah. From
all
the richest
the California
to the poorest, I feel awful.
Bullshit, man. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
So, I'm representing the Bruins today to show what little support I can show.
I like it.
The alma mater of the great Troy Aikman, the greatest quarterback outside of Roger Staubach in Dallas Cowboys history. So
I like it.
I just the keyboard warrior stuff. I guess it's just always going to be a part of our society where people just want to dunk on you because you had a hard time. And, it's bullshit. Well, look what's happened in Palestine for the last 2 years. Well, that sucks too. But these people still get to be sad over their tragedy as well.
Yeah.
Go fly to L.A. There's a story last night. A 67-year-old man was found dead in his yard holding a water hose. Out there trying to put the fire out and succumb to the smoke. Go drive to that. Go find his family and tell them, fuck you, too bad, Rich Schmitch. You won't because you're a pussy. Because you do your shit talking on a computer. F you. That's my punch. Who you punching?
Oh, man. I've been LG, you got that picture I sent you? Okay.
I know what that is.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on.
Oh no!
Hold on,
bro. For more, here's Rudy.
I had to work last night.
Mm-hmm.
Texas cheer. I was never trained properly on what this device is.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're passing the buck right off the top. Okay, no culpability. Okay.
I was never trained on what this was, so I'm like, I've seen it forever. But I was like, I wonder what this thing really is. I didn't know what it was. I've never been trained on it, even though at the bottom it says fire alarm and security equipment. I never read the fine print, as we don't do.
Did you just text me a picture of this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And so I pressed my finger up, and this little switch pops up. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wonder what this thing is. It looks like some
why
little
did you
gadget.
mess with it?
I don't know. It was slow because of the weather. And so I pressed this thing, and this little thing pops out. And 3 minutes later, I get a call from the boss. AD's like, hey, man, is everything all right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you just called the cops. And I was like, no, I didn't. He was like, yeah, that red thing that you pressed, that's the cops, dude. And I was like, no, it's not. And
yes, it
while
is.
I'm on the phone with AD, SA's finest comes in, guns drawn.
Are you serious?
SA's finest comes in, guns drawn. Police, is everything all right in here? I'm like, yeah, man, I didn't know what this.
Oh my God.
SAPD comes in, guns out, dude. Guns out. And I'm just sitting there like, hey, man, like, my bad. I didn't know what this was.
Oh,
I
my
apologize
God.
for wasting y'all's time. And they're like, well, that's cool. They were super cool. First of all, they were super cool about it. But second of all, what he said to me on his way out, he was like, you see how fast we got here, though, right? I was like, yes, sir. I appreciate y'all.
Wow.
Yes, dude. Cops come in, guns out. My dumb ass messing with the gosh damn switch. So punch me. This is my second time punching myself this week.
You just couldn't leave the little shiny red button alone.
And I was at store 8. That's the one off of Military 410. So it was SAPD. If it would have been 211 where I normally am, it would have been Bexar County Sheriff. But I was at store 8.
Here's the good news.
So they told you about that. So when you worked there, that you knew.
The good news is now AD knows it works.
Yeah.
So when I was working there, I worked at Texas Cheer Liquor for 6 months in 2023. Right into like February of this year. And I worked at the location up on Boulevardy and Evans near Stone Oak, right down the street from Johnson High. And I remember the day that we had that put in. Renee was there. Renee is Amon's sister. She runs the store in Stone Oak.
They look just alike. They're twins.
She hates it when you say that, dude. You're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to point that out. So she comes in, and I remember she happened to be working, and I took over for her. I relieved her on my shift. The first thing she did was take me over and show me that thing and say, that right there calls the cops. The little red button, you just push it up, and you see the little red thing come out of the top. That means it's engaged. See, so don't ever push it.
You got trained properly. I did.
So you're blaming coaching here. You're saying you were poorly coached. You were not given proper information. You're throwing Amon under the bus.
He's shown me the one at Texas Cheer Liquor number 1 is a whole different thing. It's like this little blue button. It's different than this one. Okay. So the other stores have this red one, and I was just messing around in there, and I was like, what does this do? And I pressed it and pop, and it popped up, and I was like, oh, cool. It's a cool little toy. Didn't know I was called the cops, but they got there quick. Guns out. My bad, sir. I'm sorry I wasted your gas and time.
Wow.
AD was like, dude, why are you putting your finger in shit you don't know what it is? I was like, I don't know.
Wow.
You didn't train me properly.
What did he say to that?
I was like, so you know what my punch is going to be. And he just busted out laughing.
You punching him or you? You punching him for bad management
I'm punching
or you?
me. I'm punching me. I'm punching me. I'm punching me.
Yeah, I mean, at least ask him, what is that thing?
Dude,
Turned
I'm an
into
idiot.
a kid. That's so funny. Golly, that's hilarious. All right, that's a great punch. It is Orlando Kell. Golly. God forbid you ever have to call Orlando. But here's the good news. If you do wind up in a situation where you need a family attorney, at least you know there's a badass good dude right here in our city. That is Poodle Thunderdome, a longtime subscriber and supporter of In the Building, Orlando Kell, a UT lawman who's been doing family law in San Antonio in and around Bexar County for the better part of 25 years in this town. He don't look that old, man. When he told me he was 25, I'm like, damn, son.
Who?
He's a stud. Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
He's been practicing family law since he was in his 20s.
Damn.
You just don't accept slappies at UT Law, and that's where he went. And he's just, for 25 years, has been acting in this town to help folks in time of family need. And that's what Orlando does. If you need a divorce attorney, or, in my case, because I'm divorced and we've got little kids, and sometimes, people move, job status changes, kids get taken to other countries without permission, whatever it might be. Maybe you need to get the decree changed, whatever it might be. Orlando can do that too. And he really, really likes, so Orlando supports everybody. He'll take anybody on that calls him. But he really, really likes to help dads. Not even necessarily men, but just dads that have kids under 18. Because God knows in the state of Texas, a father going through a divorce can get shredded his ass to pieces. The way this state shits on fathers, they're going through divorces.
Right.
So Orlando really takes a shine to helping dads. So give him a call if you ever need a family lawyer. It's Orlando, 210-775-4995, or you can email him directly, OrlandoKillLaw@gmail.com. OrlandoKillLaw@gmail.com. All right, so let's hear it. It was last night. Is tonight the chip? Did you see enough from the Fighting Irish last night to make you think they've got a puncher's chance next week?
Look, this is what I'll say. I'm not.
Shut up, Hutch. Quit punting that out, Hutch. Just let it happen. You don't have to write it down. Go ahead. Sorry, keep going.
I wasn't overly impressed with Notre Dame.
Okay.
I wasn't. Penn State's quarterback. They talked a lot about him, but he was awful. We could talk about Franklin's decision to be aggressive there late in the fourth quarter, which ended up in a turnover, which ended up, game-winning field goal. But no, I wasn't impressed with Notre Dame. I'll be honest with you. Threw two interceptions, and still was able to win the game. But I'm just saying, when you only have to beat a team once, it's different. So Ohio State and Texas, y'all can say that all you want, but stranger things have happened. I saw Duke beat UNLV. I've seen Penn State beat the U when the U was supposed to run them out the building. Nebraska beat the U when the U was supposed to run them out the building. So I've seen this story before. So I'm not going to give Ohio State and Texas the natty after tonight. But, yeah, I would probably have them as the favorites. But UT fan and Ohio State fan has convinced themselves that Notre Dame's just going to roll over and die. And nobody just rolls over and dies. But we've seen Notre Dame get punked, by the likes of Alabama's. Like, I don't know if either one. I know Texas damn sure ain't. Well, I'm talking about the Nick Saban Alabama. Texas for damn sure ain't Alabama. Ohio State, really good team. But no, you still got to go play the game. And if you are Ryan Day or Sark, I would not allow my team to watch television next week. Whoever wins this game, my team, you're not allowed to watch television because everybody's going to have them rolling. And I don't want y'all taking that. What did Nick Saban used to call it? Don't eat the poison, or don't drink the poison. Because whoever wins this game tonight is going to their heads are going to be full of bullshit all week because nobody's going to pick Notre Dame to beat either team, especially Ohio State. So I'm banning television next week after whoever wins this game because it's already started. Because that wasn't Penn State. Keep in mind, the reason why it's even less impressive, Mike, speaking of Notre Dame, he's 1-15 against AP top fives.
Jimmy Franklin,
He's 1-15 when he's facing a top five team, and maybe that's why he was aggressive in the fourth quarter because he's like, I'm tired of hearing this shit. We got to go get this field goal. Screw overtime. I probably play for overtime because I'm starting so deep in my own territory. But hey, man, go hard or go home. It bit him in the ass.
Yeah, I'll say this. If the Texas defense is not the best in the country, then Penn State's is. And I underestimated Penn State's defense last night. They kept them in the game and allowed Penn State to get back into the game. I looked like a genius early on. Now, I was 10-0. Penn State got off to a quick start, but then Notre Dame started just kind of taking over, willing their way, took a 17-10 lead in the third quarter, and I thought, okay, here we go. Because I thought Notre Dame would win like 24-10. And
me too.
Credit Penn State for, and they've got two good running backs. Drew Allar is a 5-star quarterback. Penn State's
didn't look like it last night.
Well, he hadn't looked like it since he got on campus. He looks like it in spurts. And he's overrated as shit. And finally shit the bed last night with the game on the line when you have an opportunity to win the game. And yeah, Franklin did get aggressive, but I agreed with Greg McElroy, the kid from Fort Worth, the analyst.
What did he say?
Fort Worth because he said on the broadcast, because he was point blank asked by, Will McDonough did the game last night? Sean McDonough. He's like, what do you think, Greg? Should Franklin go aggressive here or just eat the clock out and maybe kick a field goal or go to overtime? No, be aggressive. Win the game. You're 1-14 against top five. The national championship game's on the line. Fucking go for it.
I'll probably go conservative because I get a chance to get the ball.
Well, because I don't trust my quarterback
in overtime.
And Drew Allar, that was not supposed to happen.
He panicked. That was a panic throw.
Terrible decision.
And you threw it to Gray. You threw it on Gray's side. Like, come on, dog. Like he probably a top 15, 20 pick. I mean, that was a panic throw by a guy who's probably a little overrated, and that looked like a team that had played SMU and Boise State.
Right. Absolutely. And that game was if you love that kind of football, that was your heaven.
I thought it was a good game. I thought
That
I
was
was
the
like,
typical Midwestern kind of game. These schools are 5 hours apart distance. They recruit all the same kids. That smash mouth, cold weather, Penn State, Notre Dame style. That was a great football game. If you like that kind of football, it was great. And
we got
like Matt points out, Matt makes a good point. Penn State did get bailed out by the weak sauce ass.
It was a bullshit
penalty interference in the fourth quarter to spot Penn State points. But at the end of the day, the better team won. Notre Dame's got a great defense. They've got a solid quarterback, and I love Marcus Freeman. He's 37-year-old, and finally, and Notre Dame is Notre Dame. You know, they're never going to be. I don't know if they're ever going to get over the hump and turn into Ohio State or Bama. But as a historian, you always talk about me being a historian,
right?
I think it's super cool that the Irish are back in the Natty. I think it's great because they've been around since the 1880s.
It's great for college football.
Newt Rockney and Win One for the Gipper and Joe Montana and Rudy Rudiger and all that storied program and the history and all that. And it's cool that Notre Dame's in there. Although I think whoever wins tonight will win next week, but I don't think it's going to be no cakewalk. No. Notre Dame's good.
Look, Jason Lee, Ohio State by 9 tonight, 13 against Notre Dame. This is the narrative. Again, I would not allow my team, whoever wins tonight, if I catch you watching First Take, Get Up, any of that bullshit, your ass is running bleachers. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is going to be one of the most disrespected Notre Dame teams in history. My goodness. But I got to, LG, you there? I got to talk to you, man.
Okay.
Freeman's half Asian. First one in the Natty. So, LG, shout out to you and yours, brother. Go Freeman. He's half Asian.
LG, you offended? Are you offended that they keep saying that Marcus is the first black head coach to have a team in a national championship, rather than he's also the first Asian to have a team in the title game?
I've seen him say both.
Have you seen that? Okay.
Which
one is he? Well, I sound like Trump. Which is he Asian or is he black? Who knows?
Like
it depends on the company. Yeah,
he's like Tiger.
Asian.
Well, there's no Ka. He's just Blasian.
Yeah. There's no Ka. It's just Blasian.
There's no Ka. There's no Ka.
The Blasian. He's a stud, and I think he's a great fit for that program. He's a very button-up, conservative kind of guy, and that's what Notre Dame wants. You know, and
by the way, he wants no part of the race part of it.
Yeah, I know.
Every time he's asked, he's like, "Yo, I'm just a coach. Like, just call him a coach." And I'm with him on that. Like, why I got to be a black coach? I'm just a coach.
I agree. I think that's great, but they're gonna. But it
is what it is.
Man, in history, man, in historical perspectives, it does mean something.
In a world where it took forever to even get black coaches, that's what he has to understand. I get where Freeman's coming from, but keep in mind, college. NCAA didn't want to even hire black football coaches. So I get where Freeman's coming from, but he's trying to keep his team focused, and he'll worry about that later.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. He knows. But what he has to remember is, like, this was a sport that didn't allow Freeman. You don't have this job 20 years ago. Not a chance. Especially not in Notre Dame.
Well, 40 years ago, you couldn't have been the head coach at Notre Dame if you weren't Catholic. You know, they've had to relax a lot of
I respect where he's coming from, but the history of this sport is why people are talking.
I think it's awesome. And I think the Riley Leonard story is crazy. You know, the quarterback for the Irish, he's at Duke with Mike Elko. Elko leaves to go to A&M. So Riley Leonard's like, well, should I go to A&M? And the Aggies are like, no, we're good. We got Connor Wegman. And so Riley's like, all right, I'm going to go to Notre Dame.
And another thing that came
up. He goes
into
Kyle, waxes their ass, and now he's got the Irish in the national championship. The
another thing that's funny, the other thing that's funny about him is when he was at Duke and he won the bowl game, and he asked his professor for an extension on a paper, and the professor responded with his own video like, two of your teammates handed in their paper. So you're getting an F. And then he's like, all right, well, fuck you. I'll go to Notre Dame. And everybody's like, hey, Mr. Professor.
That's great.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I like Notre Dame. Anyway. It's hard not to. That's a likable team. You got fun kids to watch, and they play badass defense. And it's the old school smash mouth northern style outside of Chicago old school college football. I think whoever they play next week, they're going to run up against someone who has superior talent, and that'll win over. But it should be cool. It's cool to have the Irish in. I like the history of it. But first things first, we got to get the Longhorns past these damn Buckeyes. And I'm scared, very scared. All right, if you're looking for a place to, if you're out of booze and you're ready to tie one on this weekend, you're going to sit down, watch the game at your house. On the way home from work today, grab you some hooch from one of the 7 Texas cheerlickers in and around this area, 6 in San Antonio, 1 up in Barney, and get yourself liquored up and juiced up in time for Texas and Ohio State tonight.
I want to thank in the building. First of all, you can see the special there yourself. AD, I'm not going to get into the numbers, but that's personal. But I want to thank in the building our loyal supporters. AD showed me the numbers from in the building from April to December.
Mm-hmm.
Love y'all, man. I love y'all. That's why people don't get it. You ask Jay Ribaldo, ask AD, ask Orlando Kell, ask anybody that sponsors this show. The other people may have more listeners, but we got more soldiers. Yeah, you got a bunch of listeners, but are they going to support your shit? No. In the building, people, y'all are our soldiers. We got it's like in 300. The Arcadians are like, this is all you got is 300 men? And Leonidas goes, what do you do? Plumber, what do you do? Carpenter, what do you do? Spartans, what is your profession? Fucking warriors. We're the Spartans. We might be only showing up with 300 people, but they're going to do what we asked them to do. So I've seen the numbers in the building. Much, much appreciated. Let's keep it rolling and support these January specials because they got more listeners. We got more soldiers. Who you want to spend your money with? Mic drop.
And take advantage of the specials at all Texas Cheer. You know who we are? I was talking about Mel Gibson earlier. We are Mel Gibson and the Patriots. We're just tough motherfuckers. We're a bunch of farmers who have fought wars before, and we don't have the numbers, but we got the toughness.
We got more soldiers.
Yeah,
I'm sticking to that.
Soldiers. All right, you got Svedka special. Yeah,
Big
Martha
boy
Stewart, 19 crimes, Fireball, all on sale. You ain't finding that Svedka vodka for that number anywhere but Texas Cheer.
Lowest in town.
Mm-hmm. The rest of this month, those are the 4 specials they got, and you get 5% off any other purchase when you mention in the building. 5% off when you mention in the building. All right, keep this going. I hope Rudy didn't jinx it, but I appreciate you bringing this up. Knock on wood.
My bad.
Tell AD we're raising his rates by 20%. He's welcome, but we're going up 20% cost. I'm kidding.
My bad. I shouldn't have said that.
It's all right. It is Texas Cheer Liquor. Love y'all.
Keep it rolling, please.
Thank you. All right. We had a couple people give money here in the last hour. Let's make sure we mention them, LG. We're rolling on college football, and somebody early in the show shot us some cash. You see who that is?
Well, this one, Gigi says Texas will win because Quinn is a gangsta baller. #believe. Thank you, Gigi, $4.99. Okay. But yes, earlier somebody gave $9.99.
Okay. I'm looking.
There it is.
Robert, had a baby. Thank you, Robert. $9.99. Pair character flying in the air with a red cape and a smile on his face.
I'm lost. It had to be something. Had to be something that what we were talking about.
Well, that makes more sense than the super sticker. My bad.
Oh.
Okay. That makes more sense than Gigi calling Quinn Ewers a gangsta baller. Okay, dude. Matt Bernard, Gave us $12.99. I appreciate that very much.
No, he didn't.
No, hell, he wrote only $12.99.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was talking about the Fireball.
Oh, the Fireball. Well, get your ass in there and get some. I have not drank in 3 days.
I'm on this today will be day 5 for me.
So I know this is probably bad coming out of the alcohol, the beer joint spot, but
I'm drinking tonight. I just cut it to the weekend. I just cut it to the weekends only.
So I have decided that I'm not going to drink Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
Not that I used to have a drinking problem, but I put on a little weight over the holidays.
Some discipline about yourself.
Yeah, and so I decided last week I'm going to quit drinking Monday through Thursday. And he threw me off. I'm going to quit drinking Monday through Thursday. And then I had a slip up and drank on Wednesday. I'm like, wait, why'd you drink? You said you weren't. I craved a beer.
Drank this week.
And I'm thinking, okay, dude, do you have a drinking problem? No. Okay, well, then prove it. You can take 4 days off, no problem. And so I haven't drank this week. I'm going to drink.
Yeah, me neither.
Funny enough, I don't have the craving. But I probably tonight when the game gets rolling, I'll be hyped, I'll be nervous. Rather than go in there and eat 2 sandwiches because I'm nervous, I'll pop open a White Claw or something like
wrong with that.
Maybe take a shot of Fireball and then have 2 White Claws. All right, man. Look at Hutch. I'm 12 hours sober. Yeah, because you've also been asleep 10 of those 12 hours, man.
Hey, how about Isaac the Third? $20.
Cool.
Good morning.
There we go. Quick 20. Very good.
Dragging at work this morning, so y'all are right on time. Looking forward to a great football weekend, and that's what you members are gonna get. We're gonna talk NFL playoffs.
Oh, here comes the money now. Heck yeah, keep on going. Here we got $9.99. Enjoy a Luann platter this weekend, Mike. Thank you. Matt just bought me a Luann plate.
Well, let's talk NFL and the members, Mike.
Yeah. So we got coming up. I got the latest on Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy's contract negotiation, and NFL predictions. The playoffs begin mañana. Crazy with the college and the pro playoffs sandwiched up against each other like they are.
All right. Like it.
NFL playoff talk, Mike McCarthy status, NFL talk coming up. Members only here at 10:30 for those watching live. So I'm going to put a link out here in a minute. If you ain't a member, go to Twitter and follow that link. Or just go to YouTube and hit join and then follow the links. It's $6 to be a member. Members only in 20 minutes. Love your heart. See you in a minute.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.